And now, Gen 3.0 presents the Vortex Guide with voice amplification, as you can see. All right, I want to explain something to you all out there, that the sports clip ship on YouTube has sailed in terms of what you may remember. Now, what I mean by that is to get anything longer than your 2- and 3-minute bit clips, there has to be an amalgamation of minimal use and original content. So it's not my first choice to have to do a show, but it's by necessity. You know, the latest cottage industry to sprout up through YouTube are these professional, quote-unquote, YouTube channel builders, and then they administer it. So they go through the third-party content ID, systems say jump, YouTube says how high. So it was trying to show clips directly from NFL championship games last year that led to Gen 2.0, because in Generation 1, I got a little carried away. I showed quite a bit, and I got dinged by the entity that governs the NFL, the NFL Properties LLC, there in New York. And I spoke to the gal that runs the division, and they don't give permission to anyone to show any length of clip. So there will still be 30-second bit clips and the like that is covered by the DMCA. But if you want to get something, something a little bit more substantial of any sporting event, the OMSR will be able to bring that to you. We're the one little guy that still remains because we do a show. Now, if the show's not your cup of tea, I understand that. But save the comments for the actual sporting clips that we bring you. All right, and I'm very clear in the description as to the clip order coming up. But we have to do our own show within the context of the sporting event on a whole. And we know what the percentages are, and I'm not going to get into liberty about that. But just so you know that the whole vid length is not all video highlights, and it can't be anymore. That ship has sailed. Okay, roll graphics.
And it is the Ravens against the 49ers, and, Tom, unusual happenings, yes?
Yes, you've been saying it for years. That's why we play the games. It's been 1997 since the road teams both won the championship game. 9th year since the best record in the NFL has not won the Super Bowl. So that's why you just want to get in the tournament.
Well, shall we go to it?
Let's do it.
Let's do some football, all right? Well, the story was almost too good to be true, right? Ray Lewis's magic ride. Yes, they beat the Colts. Yes, they won in double overtime. Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens at Peyton Manning and the Broncos. But again, a more than a touchdown underdog at Tom Brady the very next week, and the Patriots and Bill Belichick and their pedigree. The story was simply too good to be true. New England, after all, had scored the 3rd most points in football all year long, and repeated that performance with 41 against Houston in the first round of the postseason. So, right, fairy tales, do they come true? Maybe it's not a fairy tale. Here we go from not yet frosty fire. Gonna scramble, and Ed Reed is there, so he goes down, the foot is up. John Harbaugh complained that should have been a flag. It wasn't. Bottom line, though, no touchdown, only a field goal.
Yeah, great play by Ed Reed, and you can see why Coach Harbaugh was upset.
13-7 New England at the half. They never lose at home when they lead at half. Hello? That would be every game, right? This group. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, that's the numbers. And now with the 13-7, Bernard Pollard gets flagged for the hit on Wes Welker.
No, I guess it was helmet to helmet. I mean, it's a call that by rule you're going to see an official make.
Patriots down to the 36 now. Brady to Welker, but he can't hold on 3rd and 7, fellas, and surprise.
Theme of the day. Patriots do some good things on offense, can't extend drives because of a lack of execution. Here it happens to be a drop by Wes Welker.
So they punt, and so Baltimore going with the wind. Flacco to Dennis Pitta. He Pitta-pattas 22 yards. Ravens get the ball out to midfield. Baltimore feeling it a little bit. Pump fake Flacco, and gets it to Rice on the screen. Makes one man miss. What? And here he goes. Hey, diddle, diddle, Ray Rice up the middle, 15 yards, and that's a Ravens first down. 2nd and goal. Flacco. Pitta. Touchdown. Baltimore leads 14-13. After a 3-and-out New England, 2nd and 14 Baltimore. Smith is wide open, 23 yards into Patriot territory. Flip the field, still the same drive, 4th quarter, 1st and goal. Flacco, Anquan Bolden, who's just so tough even when he's covered.
Nice play by Joe Flacco, putting the ball up in the air in a blitz so Anquan Bolden can make a play on the ball. Phenomenal by Anquan, pulling it in.
21-13 Baltimore. So you know New England's coming back. They're down 8. Stephen Ridley, bang! He's crushed by Bernard Pollard, and the ball is loose, and it's Baltimore ball. They looked at the replay, but this play
Wham!
all.
That could have been helmet to
These are the
helmet.
kind of hits that change the complexion of a football game because it really takes the heart out of your team offensively. It resulted in a huge turnover for the Ravens, put one of the Patriots out in terms of Ridley, and changed everything as the Ravens went on.
So here comes Baltimore. Flacco to Smith. A big chunk, 16 yards down to the 31-yard line. Tom Brady can only watch as Baltimore's got to the 11. Flacco. Bolden hits a touchdown, and the Ravens have scored again. That's 3 touchdowns in the second half. So they're up 28-13 with 11 minutes to go. Brady to one of last week's heroes. Shane Vereen, not a hero here. Could have had the first down. 4th and 4. Under pressure. Haloti, not a... Oh, no. I got to throw this, and there's nobody there, and the Ravens force the Patriots to turn it over on down. 3-and-out Baltimore was kind of a curious drive. Just 7.5 to go New England. Wes Welker, 36 yards down to the 24 of Baltimore. Maybe the Patriots have life. But Pernell McPhee gets his hand on the ball, and Daniel Ellerbe makes the pick. Ravens defense standing tall.
Ravens all day long, opportunistic, bet a little bit, but made the play as New England got into scoring territory. Here it's a deflected ball. But this Ravens defense always believing that they're going to come up with the big
Well, you talk about converting offensively. I thought their real problems, the way that the Baltimore Ravens were really able to carry the day offensively, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that you saw more of what a real defense is like when they are under pressure, when they are even, when they are behind, when you are forced to get stops, otherwise you are going to lose. And this is not to take anything away from them as a football team, but when Tom Brady is putting up 35 points a game, it becomes awfully easy to play solid defense because you know the known of the other team. They have to do a certain thing in order to stay in a football game.
So it's the Ravens. Then we have plenty more to talk about on this game. The Baltimore Ravens, who more than a touchdown underdog 2 weeks in a row, have gone to the other house. Magic carpet ride continues. He visited with Sal Palantonio.
Listen to me. When you sacrifice something for God, He will give you anything that your heart desires if it aligns with His will. And I knew it. As a leader, the things that I gave up, the things that I sacrificed for my team, to come back as a leader, to be counted out with a torn tricep. And God just kept telling me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against my team shall prosper. And anytime you trust in God, man can't tell you what you can't do. So, you know, I respect the game too much. And I was hurt when I saw a sign that actually said my retirement would end tonight. Man can't dictate that. God dictates that. And what else can you say?
boom to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere. Welcome to the One-Man Sports Rant. Gen 2.0. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN, and every other network that we cover, Sports Thrill, specializing in college football and basketball and all of the other sporting events in their singular nature, such as they may occur. Why such an emphasis on the college sports? I was a linebacker and off guard at the collegiate level, however short-lived, blew up both my ankles, never was able to realize my sports prowess, walked on in both events, but I was a non-traditional student, so I sort of screwed up high school, got my act together, got my butt back into college, and so I had to go that route. And I still suffer from those ankles. But the point is, I did not utilize my, stay in school, by the way, high school-wise, sports abilities to the best of their abilities, because street ball-wise, you know, I got a reputation still back where I was playing. So I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm not, you know, going through a midlife crisis either. It's the best of both. The maturity with still the physical ability and speed to understand it all, I guess. All right. So you heard from Accept, the original balls to the wall. It's going to be a lead into for the rest of college football. By the way, this is the shorty version. This is the post-review show. As introduced by our Pi Kappa Alpha House Sweethearts, U of U chapter, Alpha Tau, giving you props. All right, so what do I mean by all this? You know, if you saw on the timestamp this video being 10 to 11 minutes thereabouts, this is the post-review show, which is what I mean by those graphics that I included. Much like when you go to a live theater stage show, and it's kind of sucking, people with class, you don't walk out on it until intermission. So I understand if I'm talking to only 2 or 5 people, because this show may not be your cup of tea. But it is the post-review. You already saw all the clips, you know, to the sporting event that we were discussing about, and I'm not going to get into it more specifically, because again, this is the baseline show, and I'll get into the legalities as to why that is in a moment. I did used to run a law firm, so to those of you still listening, stick around because you'll learn something about the particulars of YouTube. But for the shows, you know, 15 minutes or longer, it's a totally different intro than what I'm doing right now. All right. So why bother doing a show, you may ask? Because the ship has sailed, in the sense of just trying to piggyback on somebody else's network and going beyond the 5 to 7 minute mark and just trying to put that up as not necessarily your own, but obviously from somebody else. You try to give them credit on YouTube. I'm sure you may have seen this several times. Your longer clips, say like beyond the 4 minute mark, where all they're showing is like the channel immediately. That does not cover the legalities of it. What are the legalities I'm discussing? It's a little thing called the DCMA, the Digital Copyright Millennium Act. And the key tenets that we adhere to on the OMSR are, as they were hashed out through WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization: fair use standard, minimal use, derivatives, and no money exchanged in hands. Of course, that last one's a given, but it's also important. But it's a given here because, as you can see, the OMSR is a pro bono production. We adhere strictly to that. And on that note, as well, all images you see on the OMSR, not procured or produced, 2-minute warning, so I can go over on time, by the OMSR, were obtained through the public domain. So anybody out there saying, hey, Will, you're kind of using an image that we don't necessarily approve of, fine. Watch my dust. I'll take it down. Excuse me. Readjust it. The only sucky thing about that is you'll lose all the hits when you go to re-upload the same thing, plus the interest lanes on that particular event. But that's not important as opposed to what I just said. All right. And on that note, this show is copyrighted to the OMSR. Brief video highlights courtesy to the networks already discussed through Will, the alternative sports pro. The OMSR does not own these video highlights, but does own all the other original content and the overall concept herein, thereof, therefore, most rights reserved. All right.